What's up, my beautiful people? Exile451 here with yet another daily dose of Reddit Happy. Gonna revisit r/get motivated, and it's gonna be a little different today since it's gonna be both stories and advice. So, let's get to it. Our first post is from user Jocko Butters. 3 simple ideas that changed my life. I've been wanting to write down these ideas for a while in the hopes that someone else might find them useful. I know this sub has a tendency toward contrarianism, and I certainly do not intend these ideas to be universal, but just wanted to present these things that have personally worked for me and can maybe benefit someone else. If I slip into direct address and say you, I'm really just referring to myself. Long story short, about 2 years ago, I hated where I was in life. It was the recognition of these 3 ideas that kept me going and helped me to turn my life around. I should add that these ideas aren't original, but things that I've come across during that time and paraphrased one way or another. First, the human being is meant to bear the burden of 24 hours. No more, no less. If you live in the future, you will get anxious. If you live in the past, you will get depressed. 24 hours is all that you have to live in. Give up all the other burdens to the universe, to God, to your cat, to whatever. But the burdens of the past are not yours. The burdens of the future aren't yours either. Let them go. The day is your material. It's what's in front of you. It's the only thing that you have the power to change or to shape or to use. It's your canvas. It's your material. So use it well. Second, happiness is not something you can pursue, but instead is the byproduct of doing the right thing. We get so tripped up thinking that happiness is an end goal and then get frustrated when it slips through our fingers. Instead, focus on whatever the right thing is and happiness will follow. Feel like crap at the end of the day? Maybe it's because you ate a tub of ice cream for dinner, forgot to call your mom back, blew off homework to play video games, etc. On the surface, those are all things that should make you happy. But I've found that when I'm feeling most depressed, it's usually a factor of actions I either did, or more likely, did not do. If you're passively waiting for happiness to wash over you like a wave, it's not going to happen. Instead, take action, do whatever the right thing is, and that feeling of warmth and fulfillment will follow of its own accord. Third, the world's idea of success is total crap. Don't get sucked into it. On television, on the street, when talking with friends or family, it seems like everyone confuses the concept of rewards with success itself. Whether it's money, fame, recognition, praise, sex, the rewards are not up to you. They are all dependent on someone else. Instead, think of success as sustained effort of will. It begins and ends with you and no one else. Think of any fantasy or goal you may have. Say you've always wanted to be a great artist. Imagine it. What does that look like? I guarantee you're thinking about palling around in Paris with beautiful women and having your art admired in galleries and being given the Nobel Prize. Basically, you're fantasizing about having been a great artist and not actually making the art. That way of thinking can totally mess you up because it once again puts the emphasis on passive recognition over active, sustained effort. The more you shift focus onto your own actions, the more you create sustained effort, and the more likely it is that the rewards will follow. Lastly, as a bit of an addendum, it's good to remember the difference between stopping and quitting. This helps me when I'm feeling a bit lost or down on myself, or during those times when I've just chucked these 3 ideas to the wind and sat on the couch all day instead. If you've ever strayed from what you feel you were supposed to do or who you were supposed to be, remember that everyone has to stop. Whatever it is we're doing, whatever our grand ambitions are in life, we stop. We have to stop. We have to use the bathroom or go to bed or go on vacation or have a kid and not have much time to ourselves, etc. But quitting is stopping without ever beginning again. So long as you're here, as long as you're alive and pulling air through your lungs, you can begin again. And if you begin again, then you haven't quit. So, freaking begin again. Hope this helps someone out there. Well, OP, I think it can help a lot of people out there. especially in today's sort of society where people do dwell on the past as much as they do, and all they see of the sides of people that they know are all the success and rewards that they're having, and comparing themselves and feeling like absolute crap. The world's concept of success is really kind of crappy. Like you said, people see the reward as success. They see the accolades, the money, the whatever it is you want to put on it, come in, and they see that as the accomplishment. Not the product that got that person to that point, not the concept or the invention or whatever it is that they did to get there. Which is why you see the rise of people who have zero contribution to society becoming famous and rich and to a degree idolized for having contributed absolutely nothing. These are some great mindsets that you have here, some wonderful ideas that I really think could help a lot of people that might be struggling right now. Resetting the mindset, resetting what it is that you find important in life, and just realizing that happiness is obtainable even if it's outside what the world tells you should make you happy is really an important thing. Honestly, you've given me a lot to think about myself, and I'm very grateful for that. Thank you so much for this post, and wherever you're at right now, I really do wish you the best. Our next post is from user Smartnership. But first, if you're enjoying the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you can get more of your daily dose of Reddit Happy. The negative voices. You will hear the negative voice when you are beginning any positive change, whether you want to change your body, your mind, or your economy. Why bother? Don't even start. You'll probably fail. It won't matter. Trying will make you look stupid. When you quit, and you will, you'll be feeling like a bigger failure. Stay. It's the inner small voice of irrational fear. Fear of change, fear of hard work, fear of a new way. It sounds much like the voice of a frightened, shameful child. It wants the comfort of the old, familiar pain over the unfamiliar new. It begs you to stay in place. It is the inner voice of counterpoint, the contrarian, the advocate of stasis. Once you begin a new road towards improvement, it will cry quit and offer the ease of the old stagnation. It collects excuses and will repeat them to discourage the unfamiliar change it fears. You can't succeed. You don't have the connections, the wealthy background, the right genes, the right luck, the right family to succeed. Don't even try. Press on anyway. Sometimes that voice compensates with loudness to cover its fear, but volume is not the same as truth. Fear is noisy. Counter it with calm reserve. Press on. It noisily beckons you to turn around on the road that will lead you back to the beginning. The old, comfortable, familiar pain of stagnant decay. It's expected background noise. Press on. The way to an improved life will be punctuated with this negative, fearful voice. But know this. It calls out from back there, back at the point of origin. The farther you go forward into the unknown, the more you grow beyond the old, beyond that childlike voice. It becomes fainter, then it whispers, and then it fades once going back is unthinkable. Your push forward will ultimately put you out of its audible reach. Only then is it defeated. Once you go far enough, you will disprove its fears and negate its shame and silence its noise. Last, sometimes the excuse-making, fearful, negative voices come from others, from outside. They repeat what their own inner scared child tells them, to discourage you. Because your metamorphosis discredits their fears and makes their excuses look inadequate. Your change makes them uncomfortable. They are the voices of the crabs in the bottom of the comfortable, familiar, unchanging bucket. Press on. Wow, that is a powerful post, and one that I know I can certainly relate to. It's kind of funny, but the last several months, I've been really pushing myself to get back into the shape I used to be in a few years ago before I left college. Not to sound conceited or anything, but I will say that I was in really, really good shape. I mean, six-pack, defined pecs, everything else. And through various life circumstances, I've just kind of let that slide. And not that I'm in terrible shape now, but I definitely want to improve, especially since my wife and I are planning on doing a vacation to Mexico next year, and I want to look really good in a swimsuit before that point. The reason I mention that, though, is that in the back of my head, there's that inner voice of your metabolism isn't what it used to be, you're not going to ever get to that point, your life is too sedentary, and all these other excuses to try and dissuade me from doing what I know I need to do. Yeah, it sucks and it's painful to break myself back in. Yeah, it's kinda crappy to have to reform calluses on my hands to be able to do a dead hang on a pull-up bar. But at the end of the day, like you said here, it really is what's going to be the best thing for me. And just pushing past that voice is what's going to help me obtain that goal. And it's like that with anything else. Frick, try starting a YouTube channel, for example. I mean, my gosh, you want negative voices to start ringing through your head like crazy? Jump on that bandwagon. You just push through it and eventually you'll see what happens. This is a really, really good post, and I'm so grateful for the advice that you've given here. Thank you so much for sharing it, and wherever you're at right now, I really do wish you the best. Hey, really quick, before I close this video out, I have a small announcement to make. A few months ago, someone asked in a comment if there was a way to donate to the channel, and I told them that I'd planned on creating a Patreon page at some point, but wasn't ready to just then. Well, this past week, I finally sat down and set something up, so if you'd like to donate, you're welcome to do so. I've put the link in the description, so go ahead and check it out if you want. Now, this is something that I'd always planned on doing around this point, and the timing has nothing to do with getting laid off a few weeks ago. It's honestly just a coincidence. Please don't feel obligated to donate, as I'm just happy anyone watches these to begin with for free. But if you'd like to toss a few bucks over to help keep food in Zorro's bowl, then feel free to do so with my utmost gratitude. That was r/getmotivated, and if you want more motivational posts and stories like these, then go ahead and check out the playlist link in the description below. Now you guys go out there, have a great weekend. I will see you all on Monday. Until then, I'm Exile451. Stay beautiful, people.